welcome back. We are going to be doing cursive lesson number 1, W, E, and I. So I'm going to go over how to make each of these letters, and then we'll go into kind of blending some of those letters together. So let's get started. First, we're going to start with W. So W looks like a W, but it has that kind of funky ending that I was talking about in the last episode. So if I were to start down here, this is my top line, bottom line, my center line. We're going to start at the bottom. Start at the bottom, go up to the halfway point, then you're going to just make a W, and then the ending's just going to be a little bit different. That's going to be that kind of little tiny U shape right there to distinguish it between a different type of letter. So again, I'm going to start down here, go up, make kind of just a W, and then that little loop. So if you make your W's in print like this, you're going to have it very similarly, where you're just making the W starting at the bottom, W, and then that little curve. So go ahead and practice that a couple of times. And there's W. E is one of my favorites to do because it's very easy and it's very cursive-y. So E, again, we're going to start at the bottom here. You're going to just create a loop. That's all you're going to do. Create a loop. Again, you're going up to that kind of halfway, midway point. Start at the bottom, loop, and go up. Loop, and go up. Loop, and go up. One thing to notice is there is kind of like a hole in between my loop. This distinguishes E between the next letter that we're going to be making, which is I. So if I were again to do my lines here, I is going to start at the bottom, go up to the halfway point and down. Notice how between E and I it's a little bit different. Those lines are together, and then I would dot my I. Typically when you do an I, you write the entire letter and then go back and dot your I. So I'm just going to practice that a couple of times. Up, down, dot. Up, down, and dot. So I and E are very similar and they have similar endings. The only thing that's different is that little loop. W has this little kind of swishy thing on the end. If you remember when I wrote cursive, R-S-I-V-E, I didn't pick up my pen until the very end, and I went and dotted my I. With cursive, you don't pick up your pen or pencil until you're done writing the letter to move on. So again, cursive, U-R-S-I-V-E, dot at the end. Okay, so now that we've kind of learned 3 of the letters, we're going to go ahead and start connecting those letters. We'll make some regular words, and then we'll just kind of make some up to connect the letters that we know how to do. Top line, bottom line, middle line. So first word we're going to make is the word we. We is very common, and it also kind of connects 2 letters that we just learned using this kind of funky ending right here. So we're going to start with W, so you're going to make that W. Stop right here, make the little loop, and then you're going to go right into the E. So the E is going to kind of begin right here, kind of at that halfway point where the E is. Again, I'm making sure that I have an opening in my E to kind of distinguish that this is an E rather than the I. So again, W, loop down, make a loop, E. So go ahead and practice that. And one more. All right. If I were to do a W-I, it's going to look a little bit different. So W-I is not really a word, but we'll just loop it together. So you start with your W, go into the loop, and I, okay? So notice how I didn't dot my I until the very end, and it distinguishes between the E because it doesn't have that loop. So again, you do W-I. So go ahead and practice that. Okay. We're going to try a different spelling pattern with these letters. We're going to start with E. We'll start with E, go W, and then E again. So if I were to start with an E, I would begin my E, then I would go into the W. So now I'm going to make the loops for the W with the little curve and then my E. So notice how these are both E's because they have open loops there. This is my W, here it is with that little silly ending. So again, E, W, E, and again, E, W, E. We'll do another one where we do I, W, E. So we're going to start with our I, W, little thing, E. Again, not dotting my I until I'm done with it. This is my I, this is my W, this is my E. W goes into that kind of silly ending. Let's try it again. I, W, E, lift, and then you can dot it. One more time. I, W, E. So we're going to move on and make some longer words right now. Again, we only know W, E, and I. So we're just going to make some silly words. So here's my top, here's my bottom, there's my middle. Okay, I'm going to do E, E, W, E, I. I don't know what that spells, but we're going to make it. So there's my E leads into my W-E. Here's the W with the silly ending, E, and then my I, again, not dotting until the end. So E, E, W, E, and then I. One more time. E, E, W, E, I. So this is kind of where your arm needs to be moving along with your pen. You need to be going in that right angle, which that right direction. Top, bottom, middle. All right, let's try I, W, E, I. So I'm going to do I goes into my W, little E, I. Okay, and I had two I's there, so I went and just dotted them this way, and then I'm going to move on. So I have I, W, E, I. I, W, E, I. So this is where it can get kind of confusing where it's I, W. So you want to really make sure that you're dotting above the I, and then this right here, this letter is our W. So it looks kind of just like a bunch of loops. Typically, we don't see an I-W spelling pattern, but just in case. We're going to try a different spelling group, top line, bottom line, middle. We will do two W's, I, E. So here's my first W, connect, second W, I, E. So again, right now, I'm not really writing any words. I'm just creating ways, just different spelling with different letters to just do some practice. W, W, I, E, W, W, I, E. Well, I hope you were able to follow along there. Go ahead and begin practicing those W's, E's, and I's. And next time we will do some more letters. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Ms. Johnson signing out.